All right, let's talk baseball. On Wednesday at the Yankees game, a toddler was struck in the face by a line drive hit by a local guy, local Yankees hero from Toms River, Todd Frazier. Came off his bat, they say at 105 miles an hour, hit this little girl right in the face. She had to be rushed to the hospital. All the reports are that she is going to be okay. But it has sparked a greater conversation about safety at the ballpark. Are you safe when you're sitting in those foul zones? We've got a full story from Brian Donahue. Brian, what do you got for us?
The little girl struck by a foul ball at Yankee Stadium Wednesday night is reportedly recovering and doing well, but this was a harrowing incident, and it has reignited an already simmering debate over how Major League Baseball teams protect fans from foul balls.
I've had, I got hit in the eye, had serious facial injuries, I have metal plates in my face, I have double vision, I have pain every day.
This is Andy Zlotnick, who was also struck by a foul ball at Yankee Stadium back in August 2011. Since then, he's become an advocate for more protections for fans, and other people who are injured now seek him out.
I have met up with and spoke up about fan safety in the ballparks. And over the course of time, I've met up with many other injured fans, and we've all started speaking up. And so I've become an advocate for better fan safety.
A 2014 investigation by Bloomberg found that 1,700 fans a year are injured by foul balls at Major League parks. 2 years later, all 30 Major League teams agreed to extend the protective netting to at least the home plate end of the dugouts. About a third of the teams, including the Mets, have extended netting even farther beyond that to the far end of the dugout or even beyond. At Mets home games, the netting extends halfway into the outfield.
Mets took a couple of weeks to figure it out. They had their nets up over the All-Star break. If this poor little girl who got hurt yesterday at Yankee Stadium had been at Citi Field, she'd be home today. She wouldn't be in the hospital.
Now, on social media and elsewhere, some fans argue against extending the protective netting, saying it diminishes the experience, it blocks the view, and that fans like Zlotnick and the girl hit on Wednesday maybe should just not sit so close or pay better attention. Zlotnick hears from them too, and he says he'd like to see them try to get out of the way of a 105-mile-per-hour line drive. Reporting for Chasing News, I'm Brian Donahue.
Thank you, Brian. All right, let's bring in our A-plus panel to break this down. We're joined by Jeanette Hoffman, political strategist, and mom. Good to have you here, Jeanette.
Thanks,
Bob
Bill.
Bianchi, former prosecutor. Always good to see you. And Elora Nanos, you are a columnist and a lawyer. Elora, let me start with you. You're a mom. You hear this story. Young kid gets hit in the face. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Oh, my gosh. The first thing that came to my mind was, I really hope this child is okay. This is really upsetting. Having said that, sometimes there are just accidents, and I'm sure that this poor family must feel terrible and want some kind of compensation for this terrible ordeal. But I remember learning in the beginning of law school that the classic example of when you cannot sue is being hit by a baseball at a baseball game. So my heart goes out to them, but
so
I don't
Bob,
think
is that enough? What, a sign that says you could get hit by a foul ball?
Can we go a little bit beyond the law here, Bill, and talk about a moral responsibility? These teams have an obligation to protect kids, even if it's don't put a 2-year-old in an area that is clearly known to be a place where people are being injured. I would respectfully disagree. It is true law school teaches you the foul ball rule, but not in the face of a known risk that people are repeatedly encountering and they do nothing about. I think they could have a problem legally
Jeanette,
as well.
what do you think?
What
I mean,
about
would you sit there with your kids?
No, actually I wouldn't. And it comes down to common sense and parental responsibility, Bob. I mean, I have 3 kids. I would never take the baby to a baseball game for that reason. And the older 2, I wouldn't sit somewhere where they could be in danger of being hit by a foul ball.
So why is it that the first reaction, Todd Frazier obviously felt awful about this, but that notwithstanding, immediately the call for more netting. And I got to tell you, I think it devalues the seats. I never sit behind the net. I hate the view from that. But you got to be aware if you're sitting in that foul line. But to me, I don't know. Does it get any traction, Bob? To get,
No, but you
get new netting?
just used the magic words for business.
What's
It
that?
devalues something, and they're making a cost-benefit analysis.
Of course they are.
They're saying,
It's
so
a
what if a
business.
couple of people get popped with a foul ball? We'll pay the price for that so that we can sell those
but if
tickets.
I'm in
Laura,
your-
let me ask you, why not treat this like the airlines? You can't have a little kid sitting in an exit row in an airline. Why not treat certain parts of the ballpark like that and say, hey, we got age limits?
I think that might be a very good solution, because that's a way to minimize the risk, but at the same time deal with the concerns of the team. I think that's an excellent solution.
Okay, got to leave it there.